In 2020, Epson produced the COW01, an entry-level projector that was going to replace the older models like the EBS31, the SO5, the S31. So they came up with a redesign that was very, very spectacular in some ways, but also very bad in some ways. When it came out, it came with a WXGA resolution. Now we are talking a step up from most entry-level projectors that had SVGA and XGA resolution. Even an XGA resolution was still not an entry-level projector. The X49 has an XGA resolution and it's a 60-something, 70,000 Kenya shillings projector. The WXGA combined with the 3000 lumens and C2 fine 3LCD technology, this thing has a very sharp image. You power it on and you just can't believe the image that this thing puts out. A HDMI port, a USB-B, and a USB-A. Now this port is it's able to do 90% of all the works, but it also fails more often than not. People still don't know how to plug in the HDMI cable properly. And since this is soldered directly to the motherboard, the only way to replace it is actually replacing the whole motherboard. You are left with two options, the USB-B and the USB-A. The USB-B uses the standard printer cable to send your data to your projector, but there is a catch. It is a very slow port, so you can only send text, images, or PowerPoint presentation through this cable. If you try to do video, you're going to suffer. It's not able to push anything beyond 360 or 240p in a steady manner. If you try to do 720 or 1080, it's a nightmare. The other option you have is the USB-A. Now this uses a very specific dongle from Epson to do wireless projection. So this projector can do wireless projections, but you have to have the LPAP 11 from Epson to plug in here and to use the eye projection app to send those videos to your projector. This is very capable, but the price point of this thing, the dongle, is just wild to me. $180 officially from Epson. So by the time it reaches here in Kenya, you're talking about 25,000 all the way up to 35,000. For an entry-level projector, to have an accessory that costs almost half of the projector is crazy. To be fair, the LPAP 11 is a very capable dongle. It's a 5G spectrum enabled device that sends over data over the 5G network. So it's able to handle 2K, 4K, even heavy videos, you can send them through. A HDMI port, which, and pray not that it doesn't fail. If it fails, you have a very unusable port or a very expensive port that you have to cough a lot of money to make it work. This projector comes with only one button, and that is the power button. Now all the other models have this array of buttons, so if you lose your remote, you can do all your settings without needing to have a remote. But on this thing, if you lose your remote, you are stuck on whatever settings you are last in, whatever inputs. Now it defaults back to the HDMI port if you plug in, even if you are on any other port. But having to navigate maybe to the USB, to the USB-B, it's a nightmare. So one port for everything. It's the power button. Another frustrating thing that you get is that they put the ports on the side. Having cables coming out from the side, if you're using this as a portable projector and put it on a table in a conference room, people passing by can trip on the cable very easily. If it's the HDMI cable, it's going to juggle in there, and that makes the port loose, and with time the port will fail. I've never seen this before. Ports belong to the back. It's cleaner, it's just safer. The lens cover in the older models acts as a navy mute and as a physical lens cover to prevent dust going inside the projector when it is not in use. When it comes to repairability of this model, Epson just made it a whole lot worse. So the design was very cool, very minimalistic, but this also means that they did away with the physical lens cover that you just needed to remove, put in a new lamp if the old one blows. Now, to have a lamp replacement on this projector, you need to open the whole projector. Literally, you have to open up the whole top cover to access the lamp, and that's not it. The filter is also inside the projector. To replace a filter, you have to open the entire projector. A filter. The older models, you just need to open a small cover at the top, put out the filter and plug in a new one, and you're done. You see, if you're not going to give me quick access to the lamp, then make it laser so that I don't have to replace the lamp every 6,000 hours. A laser you go for 20,000 hours, and that now can justify me not having to open the projector actually to replace the lamp. The other issue I have is that since there is no lens cover and the optical lens is still open, it's not a sealed optical lens, you're going to have dust go into the lenses, and that is going to degrade the image quality of this projector in a very short time. We have these projectors that are getting older than the older models. I'm not here to tell you this is a bad projector. Actually, it's a very good, because the image quality on this projector is awesome. If you have this projector, make sure you get a bag for it. Put it nice and clean whenever you're done. For the HDMI port, you can get these cables that bend at the corner so that it doesn't put strain on your HDMI port. This will make it last longer. So thanks for watching.